How are you doing? This is me, Dr. Pierre. Ashley Pierre. And I want today, that is my first live video on YouTube. And I want to do something great. So today, after watching President Obama in South Africa, I decided to use what he said as the basis for me to say what I'm going to say. This morning, I was able to watch his speech. President Obama is actually the most admired living figure. He's my most admired living figure on earth. He promotes mostly everything I stand for, I am ready to fight for, and even to die for. He often speaks the truth. He makes it clear his dreams for humanity. However, he said this morning that every politician lies. So I have to admit that he also, as a politician, lies. Most importantly, sometimes he will not say what he really believes. And at other times, he will say, but nicely, kindly, so that, it doesn't really hurt. Or if you didn't hear it, you didn't hear it. But it will not really have the effect expected. Listening to him today, I can say that he was as open as he used to be. Okay? Was a little more flexible. He's no longer president. But again, he showed that he is looking towards compromising. He will compromise. Sorry. He will accept to lose part of his dreams, of his objectives, if he can win the other part. That's what he calls. We have to compromise. We have to negotiate. And that's not a bad thing, after all. It's not a bad strategy. Also, I noticed that uh, he's still trying to please those that do not like him. He's still trying to reach out to them and to get them on board. I truly, truly appreciate that from him. But looking at history, he said that many times. Looking at history, I can say that Obama also sometimes missed it. And while I fully understand his strategy, I am ready to debate him and to prove him wrong. Yes, I said I'm ready to debate former President Obama. That will make me maybe famous, right? But I'm quite sure of what I just said. I'm ready to debate him. Okay, I mean it. Now I'm going to elaborate on how he and I, we are different. Second of all, I am going to say what he could be doing in support to what he's dreaming for humanity, to what he has been expressing through his speeches and kind of his uh, actions. And lastly, I will clearly say what he could do to help me directly, directly if he ever gets this message. If someone somewhere told him about this video and he's willing to help me out. I have some notes, right? How are both of us different? Of course, while he stood up this morning in South Africa talking about Nelson Mandela, talking about his dream for a better human society, he still sees himself as American, as the former head of United States of America. And who am I? I am an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I'm Haitian, So that makes us different, right? Of course, first, I would love to see Haiti becoming a better place. But my overall concern is about human as a whole, human society as a whole. So talking about what makes us different is because I can say what President Obama will not say. I can say there was no border then. We need no border now. What does President Obama say? He stays in between. Let's go back. Yes, there are laws that need to be followed. We need to have some type of border. Those things are like you playing the game. The truth is there was no border then. And no one, absolutely no one, looking out for the well-being of humanity should accept any type of border today. Borders were invented by the same men who invaded others' living territories. Accepting any type of border today is another way to legitimize what was wrongly done first. And I believe Obama knows that too. And if he wants to promote his vision, he should simply say that. He has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. He's been called all the names already. He's been president and anti-American, not even born in America, and whatever. So he has nothing to lose, in my opinion, right? Of course, maybe he can be a little scared, yeah, for his life. But the one who want to stand for the truth, we also need to be ready to die for the truth. Another aspect where he and I, we are different, is what I'm going to say. He called upon objective truth. He said that people are making up facts. People don't want to accept facts as the main thing to base their decision upon. You know, facts. I love to say these words. I mean, these words. But he will not say today, and never he has said that religions, he speaks not about religion. He will imply religious belief, like what makes sense. I mean, different beliefs. We should agree to stay together. But he will never say that religions are not based on truth. And I'm going to use a quote that I get from Zagist. Can I say that? Zagist, those people. I get this quote from them. I have added quite a few words. And I'm going to read it. If Obama can say that or can stand against that, I would love to know that. Christianity is a woman's story developed politically. Is a woman's story. Look at the name. The story is not true. In 325 AD, in Rome, Emperor Constantine, everybody knows that, convened the Council of Nicaea. It was during that meeting that the politically motivated Christian doctrines were established. And then began a long history of bloodshed and spiritual fraud. The Vatican has maintained the political power, the political stranglehold in Europe for over 1,000 years, which led to the Dark Ages. We all know what the Dark Ages moment or period represent and cost humanity. Christianity, along all other related theologies, is an historical fraud. It is hard to say, and by me, I've been Christian all my life. These religions serve to detach the species from the natural world, and likewise from each other. Where is it? What I said. The more we are divided by religious beliefs, listen to this, that is for me. The more we are divided by religious beliefs, the farther we are to see religions as the main enemy of humanity. Obama knows that. Because we're going to spend our lifetime talking about which religion is true, which religion is not true, and they all say they're true, and then we spend the whole time not looking at their real function, which is to keep us the same way. But later on, I'm going to talk about what is the real function of religion, not the behavior of the religious people. Religion supports blind submission to authority. They reduce human responsibility to the effect that God controls everything. And in turn, okay, awful crimes, and I'm adding those things, slavery, injustice, inequalities, intolerance, poverty, all these things can be justified in the name of a divine pursuit. And most critically, religions empower the economical and political establishment who had been using the myth to manipulate and control societies. Will President Obama acknowledge those facts? Once in a while, you kind of see in between, but he's not standing and say clearly why. Maybe he's still a politician and he's a Democrat. People that are going to vote are still believers, and then but that makes me different to him because I'm not a politician yet, and even though I become a politician, what I'm saying today I already said them, so I don't care. Look, when Trump speaks, most of the times he is lying, and that's a fact. However, however, the way he speaks, the consistency of his tone, of his conviction, makes it seem that he is telling the truth. Yes, I could say that sometimes. People listen to him knowing he is lying, but they still listen to him. And his followers trust him. Yes, I said his followers. And I'm so glad we're living in these times because we can use it as an example to understand how it used to be back in the days. It was the same thing. The king says it, it is truth. There was no such thing as he's lying, or we need to find out what he's talking about, or we didn't have actually what we have today, people saying in front of the president that he's lying. We didn't have this opportunity back in those days. Or, for example, me saying those things that I'm saying today, I will deserve what you know already. Okay. And a lot of people have been killed just because they went against the status quo. I still can be killed today, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not so important. But there are other ways they can, do it, like not having people uh, listening to me, or, trying to reduce me to nothing and making me give up on what I'm saying. Yes, that's how it used to be back in the days. The king, the leader, says something and it is truth and period. Okay? People never had time to look for the truth. People only believe things. Now we're talking about facts. That's a new, I will say, uh, dilemma or a new paradigm. Okay? We didn't have this style of life. That's why it is so hard to talk about facts, because 99% of human living on earth today don't know about thinking. They just know about surviving. They never had time, and they don't have time as of today to think, to look for the truth. Okay, if we are going to talk or to introduce the concept of facts, we need to have a way to say it. Okay, and saying it nicely, then people will not even listen to it. President Obama has a way of saying things that is so nice that I think, in my opinion, that sometimes people don't even listen to what he's saying. He's saying it, but people are not even listening to it. But he was so kind of, you know, uh, nor will they believe it. If they don't listen, they take even process. It's not staying in their brain. What you're saying, if people are not listening, then they will never believe it because it didn't stay in their head. So if you're playing nice while saying the truth, then you're not saying it. The other people are not playing nice. They don't play at all. Moreover, when their interests are at risk, they will do everything possible to protect those interests. So they mean what they say, even though they're lying. They do mean it. So if we are saying the truth and we don't mean it, then we're wasting our times. When religious institutions are lying, they make it sound truth. They are ready to fight, even to die. Although they know they're lying. That's what pisses me off. They know they're lying. Then they stay strong. And they will send. I mean, the point is, we want people to know the truth. And we are attacking their behavior based upon their belief systems. We are missing it. We need to work on the function of their behavior. Yeah, that's kind of, you know, a little tough. I know. What maintains those behavior is what we need to look after, not the actual behavior of believing. Forget about it. You will never get it, which is the myth. The myth has a function to make people believe in what they were told and behave based upon that. So if we cannot take away the myth, then we're doing nothing. Religious beliefs are a myth, and we have all the data to prove it. Religious beliefs, all of them, are a myth, and we have all the data to prove it. So we should stand and fight and even accept to die for saying that to the world. Shouldn't be afraid. There shouldn't be any no compromission, okay? Because those people, they don't deal with compromission at all. Look, religions stand for good things. I mean, they promote good things. Religions promote good things. You should help your brothers. You should be good to others. You shouldn't do bad. And we have actually a religious world. We have a religious world. So if religion stands for good things and we have a religious world, so people should be good person. We shouldn't have misery, poverty, people living in poverty. in a religious world are incompatible. Guess what? People don't see that. People don't see that. Let me tell you what people see, President Obama. Because you stood up for civil rights, because you stood up for civil rights, because you stood up for gay and lesbian and everyone else white, religious institution gave up on you. They gave up on you because you go against their belief. You went against their belief, although what you're saying, obviously, to everyone is true. People's rights should be respected. No. But people should get food to eat. People should have a decent house to live in. People should get health care. People shouldn't die because there are treatment for their illness somewhere, but they can't afford it and they have to die. In a religious world, those things don't go together. Yes, yet we have a religious world and those things are still in place. And people don't see that. People will stand against me if I say religious beliefs are a myth. People will go against me because I'm going against their interest, the interest of the establishment. So, President Obama, I'm challenging you to stand for what is truth. Now, I said at the beginning that when we were going to show where you and I were different. And now, I also say that how do I think you could better support your ideas? Because we live in a world where we have had many people talking, and religious people, they do talk. They convince their followers, even though they act differently. Now, if we do the same thing, so we will never get them back because there is no way to get them back. So where we can be different with religion is through our action. No one can stand against me because everyone who knows me, also knows that I love sharing. I help others, and I don't want everything for myself. you know. So actions matters. So I'm going to call upon you, Mr. President, to take some steps towards actions. Beside educating, you're doing a great job as educating. Uh, you could decide to use at least, between 25 and 75% of your assets. Look what I said, 25 to 75. Proportionally, as you keep having more, you can keep giving more as well. But it's not like giving through foundation. I don't believe in foundation because foundations are other maintaining causes of poverty. So we have a bunch of foundations and charitable or charitable institutions in the world, and yet poverty is nowhere to be eliminated. So I think they're becoming also richer, and another way to become rich is through foundations and those things. So I don't see them as the great way because the data doesn't show that. I go by data. So what could you do, Mr. President? we know your assets. Yeah, they are public. They are public information. So if you dedicate from 25, you don't know, you don't need that much. You will never be poor anymore. So you have a secured life for the rest of your life. So 25, I mean, 50% of your assets can be easily gone, towards helping somewhere in Africa or in America, I mean, Latin American or in the Caribbean. I mean, specific things. I mean, you take a part of the world and you convert it into a decent part of society, then you can use that as an evidence of what you're preaching, you know. And again, personally, directly from what you own, okay, and you can do that. And we need data. We need data, clear data. For example, we took 100 families out of poverty and look how they're living. We need data to show that, to prove that you did it. You know, thousands. We can do that. I mean, you can. And yes, that's one thing you could be doing. But there's also another thing in the collective level, which you are promoting. We don't need one leader. We need a collective movement. You said today, I mean, President Obama said today, if he's not watching, that certain billionaires, he kind of referred to them, help finance his campaign back to 2008 and to help make him president. Okay. And he also said today that once in a while he's been invited to their parties to be with them. So that gave me a clue, President. uh, you kind of, in your speech today, talk to them. I mean, he talked to them and he even told them how they could share part of their wealth, you know, kind of joke about that. I was listening, I was paying attention. Please come back and watch this speech. No, no, President Obama, no. I do not know none of these billionaires. I could say that, like I'm saying it now. The billionaires could, by themselves, fix the problems of everyone poor in this world. They can do that in a blink of time. They can do that if they want. So I'm asking them to think about that, right? But not President Obama. Why? Because he knows them by names. I know them by names too, but I'm no close to them. But President Obama, he knows all of them. He gets their phone's number and they call him. So if some of them could invite him, though, that means they are in touch. So, of course, these people are not all the same. If I were a billionaire, which I hope I can become, I know I will be a good one. Because I will be a billionaire to others, I mean, to help others. So I'm assuming that some of them are good ones. And President Obama knows all of them. So here's my advice, something that you could do instead of calling them upon a stage, calling on them, and like suggesting, here's my advice. Call them once for all. Call all of them for a meeting. And at that meeting, let's say you get 25% of them on board. And you can do that. You have the power to do that. Get 25% of the billionaires on your side. That is enough to change the entire world. That is enough to change the world order. Yeah, to give it a different order. Enough to eliminate poverty. Actually, it is possible to have a better world if just few billionaires gather around the president, Obama, and with his leadership and decide, guess what? People will not need to listen anymore. They will see. Yeah, people will see. So we need speech, but if we can see, it is more convincing. If everyone in Ethiopia, in Africa, in Latin America, in the Caribbean, and in Asia, you know, if everyone sees that their lives are better just because few billionaires decided to give away 90% of the assets to build decent homes, roads, schools, to give them food for enough time, give them, like, give people a break for 5 years, for example. For 5 years, we can say, you know what, I'm going to give you a break for 5 years. Okay? Stop giving birth for no reason when you cannot take care of your child. We can start educating people to get out of misery. But we need to start from somewhere. So we need to start providing so that they don't have to fight 5 years straight. Okay? Good education. Give them good education based on facts. So that they can really understand their reality. Not on beliefs. Let's take away the belief system, because the belief system don't work and will never work for them. They need to understand it will never work for them. They will always be poor, and the religious people tell them that in heaven, when they get to heaven, they will have everything. But don't care about if you have nothing on earth. That's what religion says. Religions say that to them, and they believe it. They will even sing out loud with joy that when they get to heaven, they will get everything. But they will die poor, and they still don't get it. Few people have everything, and they're dying without nothing, and they accept that. You see, the power of beliefs is very, very strong. People can't see what they're living because they're blind. So we need to educate them on facts, on reality. Look at your situation. Religions also could have eliminated poverty. They can. They have enough. Vatican and all the churches have millions, billions in assets. They're on the banks. They can do that too, but they're not going to do it. They want people to believe in heaven. So if we do that, people will start to understand their reality, and they will start then to listen to you. They will start to fake and to make wise decisions for themselves, for their families, for the environment, and why not? For the whole world. President Obama, if you get to hear this message, and again, I can challenge you on everything I just said to show you that it is not impossible. Okay? But we need to be truthful to the people we want to talk to. And lastly, now I'm talking to President Obama directly. And if you ever get to listen to me, if you ever get this chance, at least I would, I would, I would, I would love to get some help from you. Yeah, directly. And I'm being truthful, I'm being direct, not wasting any second. My people in Haiti need my help. I give very little. I give very little because I have very little. Okay? I give very little to them. And if I have more, of course, I will be giving more. Help me give more. Now, in Haiti, we have 572 counties. Last time I know, maybe they have increased it, but it was 572. Guess what, Mr. President? Help me get 10 millions per county. Yeah, 10 millions per county. And Haiti will change forever. I say it. With 10 millions per county, okay, Haiti will change forever. Can you help me do that? That will be a great sign of your speech, truthfulness. That would be a great example. As president for 8 years, you've never been to Haiti. And by the way, I don't want to blame you, but I do want to remind you of what Haiti stood for and did against. Okay? Haiti stood for freedom. Haiti fought against slavery. Haiti became the first independent country, let's say black country, that overthrew slavery. Yeah, Haiti did that. But actually, Haiti, Haiti, I mean, it is a shame to look at Haiti right now. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. But I understand. I understand reality. I understand reality. So, President Obama, I am inviting you to go to Haiti. It is not too late. We could go together, right? Yes, we could go together. We need to do more than we speak. Unfortunately, I am I am nobody in this world. I simply can speak. And please, those that can do more, or help me do more. Those billionaires, you can. You can change your world. You have nothing to lose. You're already a billionaire. You will never, ever be poor. You can do some things great. You can change part of this world where people are dying every single day. Please, foundations are another handicap. Yeah, that's why I don't want to be part of them. I don't even want to create one because it is so sad to see how many foundations, how many non-governmental organizations we have in Haiti. It is a shame to see how many was collected after the earthquake. It is a shame that no one is being held accountable. They report to nobody. So, President Obama, I love you. I'm your follower. You are my inspiration. And I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you just to act and do more. Thank you, people. Thank you for watching. That was our first presentation on the live, and I'm hoping that my English was kind of easy to understand. I wish I had more time to do it in Spanish, in French, or in Creole, so that my Haitian people can clearly uh, understand it. But they speak English too. They're very smart. They can find a way to understand everything I just said. Thank you, guys. See you next.